Hello and welcome to episode 26 of IOnTheTigers, a podcast all about the National Ice Hockey League, but one that always has an eye on the Telford Tigers. A couple of bits of news to kick off with this week before we then get into the usual take a look at the results and upcoming fixtures. First bit of news is the Swindon Wildcats have released details of their Christmas jersey. Quite like the design. I know it's unusual as I haven't liked many of the designs so far, but no, quite like the design. It's, I guess, an elf's top is what it's based upon. Looks quite good, so looking forward to seeing that. They'll be wearing that for two games, for the games on the 21st and the 23rd. So I'll get to see it in person as well, with 23rd being when the Tigers visit the Wildcats. Second bit of news is contract extension. It's been announced, so Leeds Knights, they'd already got Kieran Brown signed up for next season, and today, just a few minutes ago in fact, they have announced that Sam Gospel will be staying with them next season as well. So Leeds already getting a couple of pretty important pieces into place for next season, I would say. Obviously very early days, but with Gospel and Brown already in place, you do kind of feel that they might continue to be the team for everybody to beat. Results. So let's take a look at the results from last weekend. We'll start off, as we always do, with the Tigers. So the Tigers travelled up to Leeds to take on the Knights. At the end of 40 minutes, Tigers were winning 2-1. However, the Knights had a strong third period and ran out 5-2 winners. So good effort there from the Tigers, but the Knights, they just keep on coming, and that continued throughout the third, and they got the goals to win that game. Pitbulls hosted the Raiders, and it was an away win. So the Raiders there winning 7-4 at Bristol. Phantoms hosted the Seahawks. Tight game this one, only 5 goals in it, but the Phantoms came out 3-2 victors. Lightning hosted the Steel Dogs. Fairly comfortable home win there for the Lightning, winning 9-3. And the Sharks hosted the Wildcats in, well, I'm going to describe it as a goal fest. Final score, Sharks 7, Wildcats 8, and it took overtime to separate them. Other results, so if we go to the National League 2, so the Tigers 2 were in action. Tigers 2-5, Billy and Buccaneers 1. That was the score with around about a minute of the game left, but the final minute was not played, with Billingham forfeiting the game. So that was the Saturday night. On the Sunday night, the Tigers 2 travelled up to Altrincham Aces. Good big win for the Tigers 2 there, so an 8-1 win on the road. So 4-point weekend there for the Tigers 2. Tigers 1, they also completed, unfortunately, a perfect weekend, I guess, if you like. So whereas the Tigers 2, 1-2 from 2. For the Tigers, it was unfortunately 2 losses from 2. They hosted the Phantoms, and again at the 40-minute mark, definitely very much in the game, with the score being 3-3, but 3 unanswered goals from the Phantoms in the third period meant that the Phantoms returned back to Peterborough with a 6-3 win. Was, however, better than last time the Phantoms were up, where Tigers didn't score, and being honest, probably didn't look like scoring when we lost 3-0 towards the end of October, start of November. Other results from the night. So the Raiders hosted the Pitbulls. And yeah, another goal fest, albeit not quite as close as we'd seen from Sharks and the Wildcats the night before. Raiders 12, Pitbulls 4. That is a comprehensive win. The start of the second really seemed to make the difference. The Raiders scored, I think it was 4 or 5 goals in sort of 7 minutes, so really took control from that point on. Seahawks hosted the Lightning, and that one finished Seahawks 1, Lightning 4, so a really good win on the road there for the Lightning. It's kind of fixture where you feel that they could easily be tripped up, certainly if history is anything to go by, so that could prove to be a really big win for them moving forwards. Steel Dogs hosted the Wildcats. Steel Dogs 3, Wildcats 6. So a 4-point weekend there for the Wildcats with 2 victories on the road. And Bees hosted the Knights, and that one finished Bees 2, Knights 5. As the Knights recorded yet another 4-point weekend. In terms of my results of the weekend, for the Saturday night, I think the result of the weekend, or the result of Saturday night, sorry, was Phantoms pipping the Seahawks 3-2. And for the Sunday night, I'm going to go for the Lightning winning 4-1 on the road at the Seahawks. So unlucky there for the Seahawks, coming out on the wrong end of both my results of the weekend. For the upcoming week, the action kicks off Friday evening as the Seahawks host the Sharks. And I'm going to go for the Seahawks to win on home ice. Moving on to Saturday, Tigers host the Raiders. Tigers win. I will be going for there. Wildcats host the Steel Dogs. It's the first game back at the Link Centre. First game at the Link Centre this season. I'll go for the Wildcats to win that on home ice. Lightning host the Bees. I'm going to go for a home win with the Lightning winning. And Pitbulls host the Phantoms. I'll go for the only away win that I'm going for Saturday, so the Phantoms to win at Bristol. Moving on to Sunday, the Bees host the Tigers. Go for a Tigers victory there. So a 4-point weekend is what I'm predicting for the Tigers. Wildcats host the Knights. I'm going to go for the Knights to win. Seahawks host the Pitbulls. Seahawks to win that one. Phantoms host the Sharks. Phantoms to win that. And Raiders to host the Steel Dogs. This one could be tight, I think, but I'm going to go for the Steel Dogs to win it. In terms of games of the weekend, I'm going to go for the Saturday, the Wildcats against the Steel Dogs. Teams have been fairly close in recent seasons and also back at the Link Centre. Sunday night, I'm going to go for the Wildcats against the Knights as my game of the day. Second home fixture for the Wildcats as many days. The Knights as big a challenge as it gets. I think the Knights are going to win it, but you know, that place is going to be packed. It's going to be noisy. Wildcats have got the players who could overturn the Knights. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens with that. As always, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about my predictions, what your games of the upcoming weekend are. Until next week, bye for now.